Trey, the final game in our big three is one that we've had circled since the springtime when we started diving into preview season, when we started writing the team projections. Specifically, when you talk about Illinois as a conventional playoff contender, a lot of folks seem to just move past the non-conference slate for the Fighting Illini and immediately start talking about, well, what can this Illinois team do inside conference play? You and I planted the flag early on that this road trip to Duke is one of the most dangerous games on Illinois' schedule. And now it seems like the conventional wisdom and research has started to catch up because, Trey, ESPN Analytics is now predicting Duke to slightly have the edge in this one, 11 a.m. on ESPN.
Man, that I don't know that we can necessarily trust ESPN Analytics or the FPI or whatever, but it's good to have somebody else on our side and feel like we're good. Yeah, this is a massive matchup for Duke or Illinois, I should say, because it's a big for Duke too. But Illinois, everything is out in front of them right now, and they are in this really weird spot where they're going to go to Duke, a traditionally just very interesting place to play. It's not one of the most intimidating venues in the world, but a lot of teams have had a lot of trouble winning at Duke in the last couple of years. Ask Clemson how difficult it can be. Ask a lot of members of the ACC how difficult it can be to win at Duke when they're up and running. This is also a different Duke team than we saw last year. This is a Duke team that aired it out up and down the field last week with Darian Menza, 389 pass yards. I looked it up. It was the second most passing yards by any Duke quarterback since like 2015. There was like one-off where I think a couple of Duke quarterbacks combined for more a couple years ago, but Darian Menza doing stuff that has not been done on the campus of Duke in quite some time. So if that Illinois secondary is not up to task and ready to go, he's going to pick them apart just like he did last week. So this is a really fun game. I love that we're getting this matchup. It feels like a randomly generated CFP 26 matchup that you see sometimes just randomly scrolling across the screen. But I'm going back. You got to do it on your first pick. I'm going off script here and changing my pick. I'm going Duke plus 2.5. I wrote down Illinois minus 2.5, and I wrote that down because it does feel like Illinois has more ways to win this game. It feels like they could rely on their ground game. If that's not working, they have, I think, a surprisingly good. I was really impressed by what I saw from their passing game as well last week, even losing the receivers that they did from last year. So I think that this can be, there's multiple ways for Illinois to win this game. I think it does come down to Darian Menza for Duke. I don't know that they've really established a lot of help for him just yet. A lot of it's going to be on his shoulders and on his arm, but I just have a good feeling about him coming in and spoiling a lot of hopes here. So give me Duke plus 2.5 to at least make this a very, very interesting game and go right down to the wire.
Golly, it's good to have you riding shotgun with me here on that take. Because listen, I put in the notes like, please ignore the first half of Elon, in order to discuss this game. Because man, for a while, and that game was on Thursday or Friday night.
The score bug watching was not fun for our side that's been a high on Duke this whole offseason.
It was truly shocking to me. You know, we had so many other games going on, whichever night it was, Thursday or Friday night, and Duke Elon was not one of the games in my quad box. And so imagine my surprise when I fire up twitter.com and see tied at the half, Duke and Elon at 10 apiece. I was horrified. They obviously run away in the second half, win that game comfortably, and Menza puts up all kinds of crazy yardage. But I do agree with you. Illinois conventionally should win this game. Like on paper, Illinois should win this game. I think a couple things are working against them. Obviously, it's the early kick. It's an early road game, and it's just kind of a weird spot, right? You didn't get the real test in week 1 to figure out who we are. You had a cupcake game. You took care of business. I do think Illinois is the more balanced team. I think what you said, they have more ways to beat you, is exactly right. Through the arm of Luke Altmaier, through on the ground with Altmaier, but also with a traditional running game. And Bielema has built that team to be very physical in the trenches. I think the stock for Illinois is objectively pointing upwards. but I'm kind of picking Duke on the vibes as well. I just we've had a spidey sensing aura around this game for months now. And I think if Menza wants to do something special, I think this is the perfect chance to do it. They're going to have Illinois coming into their hometown. I just feel like Duke's going to find a way to get this. So I'm on the points as well. Give me the Blue Devils. If not, I think Illinois probably sets themselves up to start solidifying that resume as a college football playoff contender. Again, crazy to say that in week 2, but if you can check off a quality opponent, a Duke team that I think both of us expect to be right there at the end of the season in the ACC, whether it be 8 wins, 9 wins, whatever, this is a quality Duke team under Manny Diaz. If Illinois can say, like I led off the show with, hey, in week 2, look what we did to boost our resume on the road, early game, early test, and we came out victorious. Those are the talking points that I feel like a team like Illinois will need to accumulate to really be considered a playoff team and maybe to weather that Big Ten storm down the stretch as well.
Yeah, I think if Illinois is able to walk out with a win, it's going to be a win that carries weight all the way to Selection Sunday, because if they're in the hunt, that's going to look really good. We both think that Duke is going to be a team that wins a lot of games, and even if it's an 8-4 ACC team, that means that they beat some really quality opponents, and having that win is going to be a nice feather in your cap, all else being equal, and you're maybe being compared to a team that didn't go on the road and played a team at home or something like that. So yeah, this is a big spot for Illinois, and this is the first time it's the highest AP ranking since 2001. This is the first time that they are going into another capable team's house as a hunted opponent in quite some time as a program. I think there's something to be said about that. That takes a special type of leader. That takes a special type of mindset in a team to find a way to win in those spots. That mindset doesn't just automatically appear when you get that number next to your name. So first time being the hunted, first time playing on the road against a capable team as highly ranked as they are and with the high hopes that they have of a season. And we'll see if they can live up to the moment. I'm really excited to see if they can.
Yeah, I don't think either of us will be in front of a TV necessarily. We'll talk about that in a minute to watch this game. But boy, certainly atop the list of those games to go and rewatch.